Now then, people, it's Joe. It's all late TV. Late again. My apologies. For some reason, I had a brain fart and put the time as 11:15 a.m. Tomorrow morning, the 9th of March. You'll be happy to see them Chris stands in the chat as well. We'll be happy to see that Chris Kelly has joined us as per for the player ratings. So yeah, keep it locked as per. Thank you for those that have stayed with us because it's nearly midnight now. So big shout out for everyone that has stayed with us. Please smash a like on the stream. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe as well. And I'm going to pass you over to Oscar now, who's going to take us through our player ratings.
Right, let's get straight into it. So, Illan Meslier, guys, get your ratings in for Illan Meslier on the chat. Get your votes in on Twitter as well, because obviously it's the easiest way for us to total up the votes and get a rough idea of what the general consensus is. Chris, Illan Meslier, talk to me, mate. Could he do better on the second goal? Could he command that a bit better?
100%. He's got so focused on Antonio, he's completely lost the flight of the ball. That you're coming over your head at 3-4 yards, you've got to be coming out and dealing with that. And he just watched it sail over him. Unlucky for the penalty. And to be fair, if Lingard strikes that penalty a little bit better into the corner, he probably taps it around the post and Lingard doesn't get to knock in a rebound. It was just the fact it was such a poor penalty that it ended up back on the penalty spot. Apart from that, did he have much else to do? Not really. Come out and punched a couple of things, if I'm remembering rightly. Caught one, which was amazing to see, by the way, from a corner. But rating-wise, a 6 for me. I think culpable for the second goal, but unlucky with a penalty, so a 6.
Okay. Phil, what are you kind of saying about Meslier? I'd agree with Chris there. I think it was just a classic 6 for me.
Yeah, very difficult to disagree with anything Chris has said. There was one save other than that he didn't mention from Ben Rama from distance, but it might have been going wide. Yeah, I've gone 6.5, but I know you don't do 0.5.
Stop trying to make.
I'll level down. I was only giving him the 0.5 for saving the penalty, but then they scored anyway, so I'll go with Chris and I'll go 6.
None of you guys might actually get this reference, but there's a few girls in the chat that might get this reference. Has anyone ever seen Mean Girls when they say, stop trying to make fetch happen? Fetch is not a thing. You guys won't get this, right? You might do. But this is what I feel like saying. Stop trying to make 0.5s happen. 0.5s will not happen, Phil Miles.
It won't happen.
I think a 6 on other nights is harsh, but I think 7's not quite. So I'm torn between one and the other. So that's why I've got a 0.5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take 6.
I knew you would like that, Lucy. I seen you in the chat. I thought she'll know. Girls know. These rest of the lads probably watch Mean Girls as many times as me, but then admit it, that's all it is.
I've never seen it.
I got the reference. I got the reference.
To be honest, it is a very good film. I'm not going.
Of course, I get the reference. Of course, I
would. Hey, brilliant. Illan Meslier, he should come for the first. I don't know what he's doing. He's getting involved in a battle with Antonio because when he changed tact, he won quite a lot. The penalty, it's disappointing, isn't it? Because I think he saves it initially and then he gets the rebounding. But I've gone for 6 as well.
Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward, this one. It's a classic 6. He made a mistake, saved the penalty. Twitter has gone, 6s. It's pretty straightforward, that one. We can put that down to a 6. 54% of you, 53.5% to be specific, have gone a 6 out of 10. Luke Ailing, now, Chris, I think you were perfectly entitled to be very critical of Ailing in the comments on the last video because I'm agreeing with you, mate. I was focusing on the centre-backs, but Ailing was probably the poorest of the back four for me tonight.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I mean, and we do rightly blow smoke up Bill's backside when he's having one of his worldies, which he often does. He's a very, very good right back. But I agree with Rhiannon, what she said. The last game he was poor, and tonight he just looked way off it. And a seasoned defender like Luke Ailing, who started as a centre back as well, should not be dangling a leg in there for that penalty. Yeah. I'm sorry. One, he should never have got to the penalty area dribbling that ball. For one. That's the team. That's a team problem. But Bill shouldn't be dangling a leg there. It was so poor. And we just didn't see much of him going forward either, which I suppose is credit to West Ham in some ways. I'm not sure how they did it, but I just didn't see second half a bit more. But for me, I mean, I'm torn on what to actually rate him because I feel really harsh, probably going where I want to. So I'm going to go 5.
Okay. It was late. It was a lazy leg, wasn't it, to stick out? You know, in terms of what he did. It was a really lazy, kind of cheap fouls giveaway. I mean, what would you say, Phil? Would you be harsher? Kinda? What would you say?
I wouldn't be harsher. No, I mean, I'm spoiler alert. I'm not going under 5 for anybody because I think under 5 is a massive overreaction. Ailing, bearing in mind I went 0.5, but I do think I agree. Ailing was the worst of the back four. I think 5's harsh. I'd be tempted to go between 5.5 and 6.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
He wasn't that bad. Like the lowest rating I've given anybody tonight is a 5.
No 4.5s.
That person is nowhere near what Ailing was tonight. So that is my justification for what I've given.
Yeah. I agree.
Your reaction was said off of.
For God's sake.
It was such
Lucy's
like
got it
I'm not having this anymore.
Stop trying to make
Stop trying to, mate. Just stop. It's like, it's just,
do you know what? I
you're
think
not getting a 0.5 in there. I don't care. I don't care. You're not getting a 0.5 in there.
No.
I don't need one. It's fine.
I think Chris picked up on a great point. We've seen it from Ben Rama loads as well. Too many times. Like Ben Rama, it was like a bit like I remember when it happened with Jimenez against Wolves, when they're allowed to run in from literally the touchline and they end up square on with the goal. You know, we've seen it a few times from Ben Rama. It is frustrating. And a lot of it did come from Ailing's side. Shouldn't have given the penalty away. We did see him bomb on once or twice. We're used to seeing it about 10, 15 times, to be honest. Yeah. But he did a few times to in the second half when we were on top. But I've gone for a 5 as well, mate. That was my pick.
Yeah, I'm 5 as well. I just think I don't think it was especially bad, but I just thought he was pretty noticeably the poorest of the back four, I thought, to be honest.
One quick point. On average, bearing in mind I'm a stats man, out of the 4 of us, 3 of you have rated him 5. I've rated him 6. So that makes him a 5.75.
Oh, fuck off, man. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not even entertaining it anymore.
But there's Phil. Typical Phil, not considering what the fans have said. Not considering what the fans... Are you still there?
Yeah.
You there?
It's you, mate.
I'm not, though. I'm not. That's brilliant, that. That's brilliant, that.
You're not.
3 of you go disappearing on my screen. I'm accusing you of going missing, but it's me. That's brilliant, that off me.
Can I just put up this comment? Because I just want to boost my ego. I think it's the most brilliant thing. I might get this tattooed on me. Joe woke up today and could have spoke up to 40 languages. But he chose to speak Blacks. I love that. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Ben knows.
Right. Twitter's pretty conclusive on this. They've gone 5. You guys have gone 5 on Twitter. We'll go 5. No 5.75s or any rubbish like that, I'm afraid. 5 out of 10. Right. Diego Llorente. I didn't think was good at all tonight, to be honest. I
think you're wrong. This guy,
what did he do that was good tonight?
This guy's going to split opinion. He's already split opinion prior to
I like him. Playing. I actually like him. But I just thought tonight he took 1 too many risks on the ball, lost 2 headers in the box, and it just wasn't a great night for him. He was a lot better against Villa for me. And I think that's probably his poorest game for us so far, I thought.
No.
When was he poorer?
Is he? Villa. Oh, man. This guy, do you know what it is, right? This guy splits opinion already. Before he even signed... No, I'm just making a point. Like before he even signed for Leeds, he was splitting opinion because obviously there was the Gvardiol deal, and he's younger and plenty of potential. Instead, we put that money into Llorente, who was in the arse end of his career. We already have Cork. We already have this. So
He's
I
only
get
27, to be fair, isn't he? He's
Yeah,
not
but
that old.
No, but compared to Gavardio,
Yeah.
right? So he was already on a bit of a hiding to nothing kind of vibe. And then I think he's still splitting opinion now. I hear it. I hear it when I listen to other podcasts. I hear it from you. I hear it from Phil. It's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I think tonight, going forward, and I think this is what I am willing to accept as a Leeds United fan currently, is that Bielsa holds them abilities in much higher esteem than, defending set pieces being one of them. Because going forward, like someone's mentioned in the chat, he did create the pass that put Bamford through on goal. You go back to Bamford's goal against Wolves, I think it could have been Wolves, it could have been Palace. He's the one that plays the pass to Roberts.
Just to counter that point, is the times he gives it away. And
there is a few times.
And there's going to be times, say for example, when we go into that run in April against City, Liverpool, Man United, where it could come back to bite us, and it might be totally different perception. And I agree with you. I just think sometimes he just goes that bit too ambitious. Sometimes a bit too ambitious. When it comes off, it's absolutely brilliant. And I like him. To be fair, I do like him, but
don't believe you do.
What do you mean? You don't believe him?
You don't.
I just criticise players as I say fair. Chris, come on, Chris. You backed me up on this bit earlier. What's your thoughts on Llorente tonight?
All right, so against Villa, I gave him a 7. I don't think he was as good tonight. Yes, passing out from the back, he's very good. He's very good on the ball most of the time. Yes, he does give the odd. But for me, and it might be, and we know Bielsa's thought process is different on a lot of things, you're a defender. And defending 101 at set pieces, you should be all over your man. He shouldn't be allowed to run in and score a free header. So I gave him a 6 tonight. There was good things, but yeah, defending 101 for me tonight, you can't do that. And we know West Ham are good at set pieces and scored the most goals in the Premier League from set pieces. Just switch on. And like Phil said earlier, the fact that whoever decided it, Coops ended up picking that player up in the second half. Someone somewhere's gone, num nuts.
Yeah.
Go away from him because you're poor. So I give him a 6 because there was some good things. Paddy should have scored from his through ball, but yeah, 6 for me.
Yeah. No, I agree with both the guys. I think, Oscar, I've backed you before, but tonight I do think you're being a bit harsh. Passing out from the back. I tried to watch his passing out from the back for your sake, Joe, because of the last few shows I've been on where you've been like, watch it a bit more. He's got that ball where you give him it right centre back and he threads that through ball to a left centre mid or a left winger, and his passing is good. Like, his passing on the floor is arguably better than Cooper's diag is. It is a good ball, and he threads it through the eye of a needle. And realistically, Bamford should have scored. It would have been a great assist had he scored. And he lost Dawson twice before the end of the first half. They scored once, and they hit the post the second time, which is why
3 times.
Well, maybe 3 times, but that's why Cooper marked him in the second half. But I don't think Llorente was the problem tonight. I don't think he was bad. I gave him a 6 as well, to be fair.
There was one pass that he played where he swung his right foot and it went out to, I think it might have been Alioski, and it was pinpoint. It was fucking beautiful. It was like, wow.
Really good.
The talent is, you can tell he's a Spanish-style centre-back when he passes the ball. He's probably our best player at doing that, to be fair. And that's where
I thought you were going to say he's a Spanish number 9 there, Oscar, because you can
I'll keep firing that one. No, look, we'll go on to him in a minute anyway, but
I went for 6 though. I think the only thing that stopped me giving him a 7 was that defending for the set pieces. It was piss poor.
Yeah,
I'm happy to go. I'll go with the crowd. I'll go with 6. What we going on Twitter? Yeah. Twitter, I think Twitter might agree. Twitter agrees. 47% have gone 6s. Nice and simple. We'll go 6 out of 10. But apparently, I hate Llorente. So there you go. I don't hate Llorente.
You do.
It's just a criticism.
Oscar,
I'm just getting a little bit of criticism.
Oscar, just the point you made earlier, mate, about pairings, which is, this is where I was massively agreeing with you. We haven't seen all of the different pairings yet because someone's always been injured. But I tend to agree that Stewart could probably play better with Llorente than Cooper does. I don't know why. I've got nothing to base that off yet.
No.
But I just tended to agree when you were talking about that. I think that's a decent shout, and I think Cock will suit Coops. Although I think Cock could play with any of them, to be honest. I think he's that better back.
Yeah, I think that is. I just think
to watch.
Yeah, it's hard to make the opinion. I thought Llorente, I think he's been fine so far. I think he actually has been fine. I just think the only reason I think I've been a bit critical is because I just think Llorente and Coops, on the set pieces, I just think it's a little bit dodgy from time to time. But it's not. Look, compared to like Newcastle and other defensive teams in this league, you're thinking it's a lot better, to be fair. It's a lot better. But let's move on to Cooper anyway. Cooper, I just thought was average tonight. I don't think he was great, to be honest. I still think, Phil, you were too generous on him in terms of the Antonio situation that led to the second goal. I thought he was done there. I thought he got done there a bit by Antonio. I think it was clever play off Antonio, but I think Cooper probably should have read that a bit better. But that's nitpicking, probably.
Free kick prior to the goal. No way, Oscar.
Why not?
You can't do better there, man.
Why can't he do better there?
Because Antonio's bought that. Antonio's bought that.
Massive.
That's what strikers do.
So what do you expect
Cooper to play the ball?
What do you expect Cooper to do to not go for the ball?
He's giving away the free kick that's led to the goal.
It's
a slight thing.
Are you expecting Cooper to not go through that ball?
Not necessarily saying that, but he's conceded the free kick that's led to the goal.
What he does, he goes for the ball, and Antonio goes, he's coming for the ball here. Boom, contact, I'm on the deck. That's all he's doing.
Would you see, all right, look, this might seem a ridiculous one. Would you see John Stones or Diaz give away that?
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't.
Yeah, they would go for the ball.
You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see him give away that free kick.
So in that situation, put it back in your mind, the ball's coming. What does Diaz or John Stones do differently to Cooper in that scenario?
They don't give away the free kick in that situation.
They don't read it. They don't just go like that.
Why not?
They make the challenge.
They're in a good position to recover. Cooper's gone, dived, all body weight's gone for the ball, and he's been skipped past. And Antonio's done. It's more Antonio's nice bit of clever, sensible play of Antonio than it is Cooper. It's margins. It's margins.
Right, I'm going here. I'm sorry, but the chat is 75% of this chat is going to hate me. 25% might agree. Cooper is my man of the match, and you boys might disagree. I don't think, if you watch back that 90 minutes, I challenge you to find me anything Liam Cooper did wrong, apart from that free kick, which I still argue he didn't do wrong. I thought Liam Cooper was one of our best players on the pitch.
I'll also throw in a couple of his, I'm going to hit a 65-yard worldie diameter and give it to them. He did that
a couple of times. But what else came off for us tonight? Nothing.
No, Phil, I'm not 100% disagreeing with you either, mate. I mean, he's not my man of the match. I think he was better than Llorente.
Oh, we're going to give it to Raphinha just because we always give it to Raphinha.
No, and I've got something to say on Raphinha because I think you lot have been too kind to him in that second half.
Yeah,
reasons why.
I don't think Cooper did a hell of a lot wrong.
Dallas was the best player on the pitch by a mile for me tonight. I thought Dallas in that second half. Some of the way he carried that ball in the second half. It's just I've not seen Dallas do that a lot.
He'd have been mine. Not for the first half, but I think when he moved into the midfield, he changed it. I don't think he was
left back. I thought he was all right at left back. I can't remember Fornals. Was Fornals on the right? It was Fornals, wasn't it, on the right? I can't really remember.
They switched around a lot, mate. They switched around a lot, to be fair.
No, honestly, I think it's really easy for people to jump on the Cooper bandwagon and go, leave one Liam. We automatically expect 5 out of 10 out of him.
I wouldn't disagree.
Well, you bang on, mate, because I was triggered at half time because someone, and I mentioned it at half time because someone put in the comment, we need to get rid of Cooper now. Yeah. People 3 years have been getting over his mistakes, and I said, what mistakes?
He was brilliant. He didn't do anything wrong.
No, I don't think he.
I don't think he did tonight. He was the better of our. He was the better of our
centre back on the pitch.
No,
I don't think he was. I don't think he was good tonight. That's all I'd say. No. I don't think he was especially.
What could he have done better? Tell me what he could have done better that makes him man of the match for you.
Be John Stones or Ruben Diaz.
But this is the thing, though. You're talking about a man of the match. He's giving away the free kick that led to the second goal.
He gave away the free kick.
But he did give away the free kick.
He bought the free kick.
He bought the free kick. Cooper still went in and made the challenge and gave away the free kick. It's just clever centre forward play. He got done by Antonio, and that's all that happened, mate. He got done.
When does this free kick come into them scoring a goal? Because they scored a penalty in a corner.
It led to the corner.
Oh, bollocks.
The whole situation came to that.
Oscar, I'm with you again, mate. I think he was naive for that free kick. Antonio has done this for a lot of years to better centre-backs than Liam Cooper. You know what you're coming up against. You shouldn't be naive with Antonio. He's a big lad. He's going to get his body in the way and he's going to roll off you. And if he feels any contact, he's going to hurl himself to the deck.
2 yards further into the box. 2 yards further into the box, it's a penalty. 2 yards further, it's a penalty. What's the difference between that and what Luke Ailing did? That's all I'm going to ask. And I thought Luke Ailing was a lot worse tonight.
Luke Ailing gave away a penalty.
But 2 yards further, at Antonio, it'd be in the margins, it'd be the penalty.
Luke Ailing's given away a penalty. They've missed the penalty, agreed.
But it's the same situation. It's clever play off Lingard. It's clever play off Antonio.
You can't have that.
I've said Cooper was better than Ailing. I'm throwing devil's advocate out there. You're all defending Liam Cooper, mate. You're saying he's the best player on the pitch. I'm saying he's played a part in the second goal. Llorente was the most at fault for that second goal. Meslier was as well, but it all started from somewhere.
That is not Cooper's fault. That second, it's just not.
No. I'm just saying he got done. He got done from time to time, and as Chris said as well, a couple of stupid 60, 70-yard passes, whatever it was.
Harati in the chat has just said that wasn't it a Cooper long ball that actually started their move for the penalty?
I think it was. To be fair,
or possibly.
You can't give him man that if he's lost the ball, passing it out pinging it from the back. Don't get me wrong, they should have been stopped way before they got in the penalty.
Mate, if he pings it out from the back before it gets back to Meslier, how many?
100%.
But Chris, he was man of the match tonight, and he's better than John Stones. Apparently, you know. Right, let's just get on to a rating. We're going nowhere here, aren't we?
Ben Whitehead's the goat. Ben Whitehead's the goat of the chat.
Chris, give us a number, mate.
I've gone 6 again, but it's a higher 6 than Llorente, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much my exact thinking. That Phil,
7. Just end it now.
No 7, 6. He's not man at match either, Phil. I'm sorry, 6.
But Joe, you're saying the same. Oh, man, you have the right pop at me a minute ago, and you've gone the same rating as me after all.
No, that's what do you mean?
Why have you gone right? If Cooper did nothing wrong tonight, why have you gone 6 and not 7?
Because I don't think he was amazing tonight. I think, like's been said about his crossfield balls, etc. I much prefer Llorente. I think, you know, them crossfield balls that you do, Cooper's been doing for season after season after season. Even before Bielsa came in, I don't really rate them. It can be a bit frustrating at times. But I don't. So do you think just because I don't think he was poor in that free kick scenario that he deserves a 7? No, I don't. Because if Cooper's getting a 7, for me, Dallas is getting an 8. I've given Dallas a 7. I don't think anyone got an 8 tonight, bro. No. And if I'm giving Cooper 7, I'd have to give Dallas an 8.
Fair enough. It's just a question. That's all I'm asking. You know.
Stop being a knob.
People are saying, right? Oh, this free kick thing. I'm just saying. If it was a man of the match performance, he wouldn't have done little. No, it wasn't man of the match. I don't agree with Phil.
That's all. I know it might sound easy, but I thought Raphinha.
Right, let's move on. Right,
get lost.
No, I've gone Dallas, but I do think Raphinha was good.
Twitter, right? Twitter has gone a 6, so we can conclude a 6 out of 10. Right, so
24-hour stream.
I know it's going to be long, isn't it? Got work in the morning. Dallas at left back. What are we thinking? I'll go to Phil first on this one.
Mate, Joe's just said it for me. 7.
Okay.
But Cooper's my man of the match. Sorry.
No problem. No problem.
They're both 7, but I'm Dallas is a 7 every game. Cooper's not.
And that's why you went Cooper man of the match.
No, I was happy.
You have a go at my arguments. I'm going to have a go at your arguments too.
No, I was happy with Cooper.
So it's a pity 7. You're giving our captain of Leeds United a pity 7.
That's what I'm hearing, mate. That's what I'm hearing.
You're giving him a pity 7.
It's not a pity 7. He deserves his 7.
Okay.
I'll fight you for the 7. It's fine.
I'd probably split it into 2 parts. I'd probably say first half 6 for left back.
Yeah.
Then you're pushing towards an 8 in midfield. I thought he was really good in midfield, so I'll go a 7. What would you say, Joe?
Is that a 6.5?
No, it's a 7. 6 plus 8 equals 14. Divided by 2 equals 7. 7.
I think for me, he sort of changed the game in the second half. You know, we had a midfield. We actually had a midfield for once. I thought, you know, I don't think he was amazing at left back. That's just my opinion. But I don't think anyone was amazing tonight. So, you know, like you say, he's always just standard, isn't he? But I think when he moved into the middle of the park, and I'd easily advocate Klich not playing next time and Dallas getting that starting berth, 7 for me, mate.
Yeah. And Chris, what would you go with Dallas?
I went 7, and I think I've been banging the Dallas in midfield drum for quite a few weeks now. And I understand if we're moving from left back, it means Gianni has to go in at left back, but we'll discuss that when we get to Gianni. At the end of the day, Dallas moved into midfield today, and he did. I agree with Joe. He transformed the game. And what he also does is he gives KP more time because Dallas has got the legs to get around KP as well. And then with Rodrigo up sort of ahead of them or next to Dallas, it really works. Yes, a fully fit Klich is in there, but Klich is not fully fit at the minute. So for me, next game, get Stewie in, Rodrigo back in, KP obviously, and that's a much stronger midfield. I gave him a 7, and because we lost 2-0, and that's the highest I'm going tonight. He was my man of the match.
Okay, I agree. I thought he was our best
player. Do you agree with this?
Distance.
I'm assuming it's in response to Dallas. Henry's saying he was bullied by Antonio for 90 minutes.
I think that's that the Dallas Cooper thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that might be a shot about Cooper.
Anyway, we'll move on. We'll move on to our Twitter poll. For Phil's sake, we'll move on to the Twitter poll.
Cooper.
Yeah, Twitter's 51% 7. So KP's an interesting one tonight. I found it a really difficult performance to rate on KB because at times he was absolutely everywhere, and other times he was on his own first half, though, wasn't he? I mean, what are you kind of saying, Joe, on KP?
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in. I've given him a 7, and the reason I have because I think, you know, he's had a few no under 23s, nothing like that. He's come straight back into the side, and I thought he did really, really well again tonight. You know, he made some good challenges. I think maybe he had to temper himself a little bit after that silly yellow card that was never a yellow card. You know, he got amongst it, and I thought he was a 7 for me. You just see the difference, you know, that he gives us than Pascal or whoever for me. Yeah. So he was a 7 for me.
That's a good comment. That's a good comment. What are you kind of saying, Phil? I mean, I'm a bit torn between how I'm rating KP's performance. Because
can I just pick on this, Ryan? Not pick on, just pick up on Ryan's comment just quickly. No, but how defeatist is that? You're in the playoffs, bro. You should want to join us in the Premier League. What are you talking about?
You belong in League One anyway.
They're in the playoffs. I want Barnsley to come up, Ryan.
Really well.
Really well. 6 points, isn't it?
Yeah. And Alex Muller, Leeds.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think they got a good chance. There's potentially you might see Big Mick and Warnock in the Prem next year anyway, but that's a totally different matter. What are you kind of saying KP wise, Phil?
I went 6. I didn't go 6.5. I was 10.5. Now, I thought his passing was good. I thought Mike Dean kind of ruined the rest of the game for him because once he's on a yellow card, it sort of dictates whether he can go to a 7 or not. And obviously, that yellow card is bollocks. I'm sorry, it's bollocks. Like later on in the half, like Liam Cooper gets kicked in the head. The yellow card for Calvin is for dangerous play. So if Liam Cooper gets kicked in the head and that's not a yellow card, I don't understand what dangerous play gives anymore. I really don't. So it wasn't a yellow card, and once he's got that yellow card, there's only so much you can do. So I've given him a 6, but that's not a reflection of his passing and the influence he had on the game. It's a reflection of what Mike Dean made him do for the last half an hour, really, which is sad.
Well, that stat there is definitely not true, because I remember watching Leeds at Fulham, and it was definitely around when Redfern was in charge, and we won 3-0. So we've definitely won at least twice in London since 2014. So there's small margins, but I think it is actually 2 wins rather than 14, which is much better. That's much better than 1 win in 14. We are clutching straws there, but I think that's anyway. Right.
Not under Bielsa though. Which is...
No, not under Bielsa. We've managed to win in London with Belusky and Dukara, but we haven't managed to win in London with Raphinha and Rodrigo. But anyway, that's a different matter, isn't it? Chris, honestly, I'm still struggling with Raphinha, KP in terms of what ratings to kind of go along with. What are you thinking, KP?
I went 6 as well, but again, that's because I've rated no one higher than a 7, and my man of match was a 7. But I think the thing to say about KP is in that first 15, 20 minutes, we saw every reason why we need him in that team and how much we miss when he's not in that side. There was a ball he sprayed down the right-hand side, I think, for Costa within the first 5 minutes. Brought the ball out of defence, pinged it straight down the line. That's what you don't get when it's Pascal or someone else in there. I also agree that the yellow card was an absolute nonsense, and it did mean he had to take a step off and not be the 100-mile-an-hour Calvin that we know. So yeah, I went 6. It was good to see him back, and I think also to Joe's point, he's had no 23s action, nothing. But show how important he is. You're fit, lad. Get your boots on. You're straight back in. We're a better team with KP in there. We know that.
Yeah, of course,
definitely. Yeah, I think you kind of saw tonight in spells in that first 10, 15 minutes. I thought it was a masterclass from KP in that first sort of start of the game. He was just dictating everything in terms of how we got on the ball. I've gone 6 as well. I don't think he was good tonight. I just thought he was okay tonight rather than good. So I guess a 6. But so I think we're split, aren't we? Joe and Phil, you were 7s, weren't you?
I was a 7, mate. Yeah.
So let's have a look at Twitter.
I went 6.
Oh, you 6 as well, Phil?
I went 6.
Okay. So majority 6. Right. So Twitter. Actually, Twitter's been a lot more generous here on KP. But of course, I think KP and Raphinha are the ones where the poll really does. I mean, I'm looking at the Raphinha rating and I'm thinking, what? But anyway, KP.
So loving, isn't it?
53% have gone 7s on KP. I'm not sure. I mean, do you want to go with the majority or? I mean, 16% have gone 6s.
Let him have it. It's nice to see him back.
Yeah, let's be positive. I think in the circumstances,
I have it as well. Just saying, man of the people. Man of the people.
In the circumstances, let's be positive. It's a Monday night.
Joe's right tonight, isn't he? He's tired.
Oh, I'm tired, mate. I'm fucking knackered.
He's even got his Creamfields hat on. Getting to the festivals and that lot.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, right. So let's go 7. We've not overruled Dale. We've not overruled. We've gone with the people. Gone with the people, because that's what we do at ALLLEEDSTV. Right, let's go on to Helder Costa. Again, Helder Costa's... I've just looked at what Helder Costa's rating was, and I think Helder Costa's like the opposite of Phillips and Raphinha in terms of getting a harsh rating. I'm kind of with Joe. I think Joe said he was okay. I just thought he was okay. I don't think he was any worse. It was just a standard kind of 5 for me. Just... 5, 6. I'll probably go 5 because he came off at half time.
5.
I don't know. I mean, go on. What? I don't know if I can think of anything he did that makes me think he was anything more, kind of thing. But it's like he wasn't as bad as like Ailing, who was a 5 as well. If that makes sense. I don't know if it does. What do we do to deserve more than 5 for you, mate?
I put 6. I think it's easy to get on his. But I don't know. I thought he looked okay. I didn't think he'd have been subbed at half time. My sub would have just been Roberts for Rodrigo. But obviously, I'm not a manager, and obviously,
I agree with this. I agree with this. To be fair,
I don't know. I thought Harrison was all right when he came on. I thought Harrison got in.
I misread that. I thought it said didn't do much, but I misread the comment. But
no, but I think no, because I think Harrison got into more dangerous positions than what Costa did in the second half. I know he didn't do well with them, but he was in dangerous positions, and I don't think Costa really did. I suppose there was that effort on goal, but he shouldn't have had the effort on goal. There was cutbacks in the first half, I think, on available for Costa. But I think it was harsh to sub him. Maybe I'd have kept him on. I don't know. But I'd gone with 6. He was much better than he was last time out anyway when he started against Villa.
Much better though. I don't know if I go much.
Well, he was fucking woeful against Villa in my opinion. Woeful.
Yeah, okay.
He was woeful, whereas this time he weren't really woeful.
I'll go to you, Chris. I'll go because I remember Chris. I think you said at our time I think Costa you were quite critical of, and I can't be. He's just got to do more for me. It's as simple as that.
That's my thing with Costa. He probably didn't do much wrong, apart from where he took that shot. He should be looking to square it for someone up. But can you really blame him for taking a shot? And if it goes in the top corner, we're all jumping up and down for joy and singing his name. You know what I mean? So, but I'm expecting more from Costa, and he just first 10 minutes. I thought, do you know what? He might have a game today.
Yeah.
But same as last game, he just looked lost again, and he's too weak. He's so weak. He needs to fucking.
There was a moment when he lost the ball on the halfway line and just like literally, he wasn't even like got barged off the ball. I think he was literally like a one-hand push off Zoo. I think it was Zoo foul. I think it was. It was like that, and then he just got the ball back, kind of thing.
He's got to stick his shoulder into him and just, want the ball. And he just looks like he's happy not to have the ball at the minute. That's a confidence thing. But
yeah,
I've scored him it's a low 5 if we were going up and down the scale.
I'll call it a 5.25. See if they give you the stick as well. Go on.
It's a 5, isn't it? From 5.01 to 5.99, it's a 5. He was as bad. He wasn't as low a 5 as Bill. But he's still
all right. Yeah, that's fine.
I'd agree.
I'll go with.
I would totally agree. I mean, Phil, you probably in your exams and that lot, like back in, you're probably saying it's an A. It's an A, isn't it? It's an 8.2. It's an 8.2.
If you
it's not a B, it's an 8.2.
Mate, guess my rating. Guess.
For
5.5.
For Costa.
5.5.
Okay. Well, okay. If you got to go a 5 or a 6, which side would you go on from the 5.5?
Well, the lowest person I've rated is 5, and he was better than that person, 1,000,000%. So if I have to go up, I'm going 6, because I don't want to go any lower than 5, because that's not fair.
Why is it not fair?
Nobody was worse than a 5. 5 is a 4.
I'm going to bring up 2 players in a minute who I thought were arguably worse than a 5.
And I could possibly agree with you on one of them, maybe.
Okay.
But realistically, I do think that Costa got bought off at half time for Jack Harrison. I would challenge anybody to tell me that Jack Harrison did more than Costa did. I know Harrison was involved further up. I know Harrison was involved further up the pitch, but did he create anything? I thought his first touch is usually. I love Jack Harrison. He's one of my favourite players, but his first touch is usually the thing that I sort of go to and say he's the best first touch we have. I thought his first touch wasn't the same tonight, and I've stuck up for him the last few weeks, but I thought confidence-wise, him and Costa kind of look the same level now.
We'll get on to Harrison in a second, but let's go on. Okay, so you're going 6 for Costa.
Yeah, I'd go 6 before I'd go 5. Yeah,
I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna go 5. I'm still gonna go 5, but not like a really low 5. If that makes sense.
Can we just say 5?
Just say 5. Yeah.
5.
Phil's been putting things into my head, and Chris has been
mentioning.
I'm
going
exactly. I know, Oscar. Don't. I've stopped even reacting to the shit now. I just ignore it as though it's not being said.
Right. Twitter well, Twitter 47% have gone 5s. So, is anyone feeling strong enough for a 6 that they'd overrule Twitter, where almost double the people have gone 5?
I went for 6, but no, go for 5.
Yeah, let's go with the people. I don't think anyone can shout from the rooftops and say that's outrageous. Like, let's go on to the midfield then. Klich for me. I'm going to disagree with you here, Phil. I absolutely love Mateusz Klich. Probably my favourite player in this Leeds team. Certainly in the last 2 or 3 years. I thought he was a 4 tonight. And it's not his. He was maybe in the circumstances you probably say he's a 5 or 6 because he's got the hip injury. But for pure performance,
can I just quickly jump in on this
tonight?
Can I just quickly jump in on this hip injury thing? Like, it's not been mentioned by the club. We don't know if this is fact. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's being played, so he's either making that decision, and Rob Price is making that decision, or Bielsa's making that decision.
No one else can play there, though. Do you not think that's part of it? If say, for example, Adam Forshaw was fit, do you not think Adam Forshaw would play there?
Possibly, but either him, Bielsa, if he is injured, and we think he is, or if he has got a knock, then someone needs to make that decision and not play him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
you know, and if he is being played, then we need to not mention this because he's being played. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm just basing it off the performance of 4 out of 10. That's purely off his. That's not considering the hip injury, his fitness levels. He was terrible tonight. I can't even remember Klich stringing a pass together tonight. To be honest, I love Klich. I've backed Klich throughout the season. I think there's got to be something in this. You don't just go from up there at the start of the season to down there without nothing. There's got to be something in that. And there's been so much mention of it. I mean, it might not be as big as what Forshaw's injury to the side or whatever it was. And it's probably not as big as that. But I just think partly it's because we've got no other options. I think that might be part of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dallas play midfield, Alioski to left back against Chelsea. I would not be surprised if that happens. I mean, I thought it was terrible, to be honest, tonight. And this is one of those few times where I can honestly say some of the criticism might be justified on Klich tonight, because I just thought he was off the ball was the biggest noticeable thing, when Rice was striding into the midfield, and it was all down to Phillips to protect the back 4 in that lot. Am I being harsh here, Chris?
No, I went 4 as well. Again, judging on just performance,
which is all we can do.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know about this injury. If he is carrying an injury, I feel for him. But at the end of the day, he's being put on the pitch, so they must think he can do a job. And I was just about to say exactly what you just said, mate. The way they were just walking through our midfield, certainly from like the 15th minute to 45, there was just acres between him and Mr. Chase Mateo. There was just a bloody freeway, not even a motorway. Freeways are wider down the middle of the pitch for Declan Rice and everyone else to go jogging through. It was 4 for me. I thought him and Tyler together. Whoa, Jesus Christ almighty. Give me bloody heart palpitations, the pair of them. Yeah, 4.
I mean, Phil, you kind of more hinting that he deserves a 5. I mean, what are we going to do to justify a higher score for you?
I've given one person a 5, and I know you're going to hate this, but that's because I like my 0.5s. So I'm torn. I don't want to go as low as 5 for Klich. I don't think he deserves that. I genuinely don't. There was, Costa's chance where you said he just ballooned it. It wasn't that bad, but Klich was very much involved in the build-up to that effort. And I thought the first 25 minutes when we were on top, I didn't think Klich looked bad, but the following 20 minutes before half-time, he didn't look great, which is why he got bought off. And I also think the being bought off was due to the injury. So I'm going 5 to 5.5, but I'm saving my 5 for the worst player on the pitch. And I'd be very surprised if we disagree on it.
Okay. Joe, what are you kind of leaning towards? Just purely on performance, forgetting the injury, purely on performance. We can't hear you, mate.
Muted.
My bad. Sorry.
There you go.
I don't know about this injury, because I agree with what someone said in the comments as well. He's continuing to play him, and he won't play him. So someone needs to fucking sort it out. Either Bielsa or Klich. is Klich saying he's fit? Because when he was poorly the other week, he said he was fit. You know, someone needs to make this decision because he's going to end up either hurt or just, I don't know. But I have gone for a 5. And that's pretty low for me. Like, you know, I'm normally really positive, but I just cannot remember anything that he did. He lost it. There was no sort of enthusiasm to get the ball back and get into decent positions. So he was poor tonight, and rightly so, was brought off. I think Chris made a great point. The midfield 2 of Robertson Klich does not work.
There's something not right with him, because where's that Mateus Klich, the shithouse, gone?
Yeah, exactly.
It's horrible watching him like this. It's just there's got to be something to it. There's got to be something to it for me. It's horrible watching him like this. It seriously is. I mean, the last couple of games, you just don't drop from that to that so quickly for me. Not for a consistent period of time as well. There's got to be something in it.
He's injured. I'm sorry.
We'll see. I think we will see when the midfields, when Shackleton, people like that become back available, or if Dallas starts in midfield, Alioski starts at left back. That is probably a lot of evidence towards it. But anyway, let's go to Twitter, because we're split between a 4 and a 5 here. Let's see what Twitter was saying. Twitter is saying on Mateus Klich, well, the majority's gone 5, so we'll go with a 5 out of 10 on that. 50% have gone 5s. So let's move on to Tyler Roberts, who was alongside him. Not much different to Klich for me, to be honest. I can't really say. If anything, probably lost the ball almost as much as Klich. I mean, Chris, you there? You still there, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
I can just see Chris there. As soon as I said just Roberts, the change. It as bad as Klich for me.
Do you know what? The one player on the pitch who was worse than Klich for me. Why do we need 2 or 3, 4, and 5 touches all the time? There was at one point in the first half, Costa, of all players, was clean through on the right-hand side. Batting around on it, got tackled, ended up on his arse, but then didn't even bother trying to track him back. And that's really annoyed me.
Yeah, he did.
The team, you lose the ball, get off your arse, and you go for it. You go back and you put it back. And do you know what? I want to give the lad. I want to give him and just say, send him on loan for a season, and let's see if we get a. Because there's a player in there. There's a player in there, but we can't afford to have a player turn up once every 15 games and have a decent game. And I've been willing to do well the last couple of games, but both him and Costa, it was last chance saloon for me tonight, with the players now trying to get fit and come back.
I think. Go on, Chris. 4. Sorry, mate. Sorry for cutting you off. I didn't mean to. I agree with Chris 100%. I think Bielsa's made comments saying that Roberts needs to be in this squad regardless of injuries. The injuries have now come back and he's given him his chance and he didn't take it. And I write notes when we go through the watch along, just if we click them up and stuff. And every time he's in this side, at least once, I will scream, "Move the ball!" And I write it down every time I do it because I make notes. And it was only once tonight, but it's too many times. If the one thing that's consistent is him holding onto the ball. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's the one consistent thing. He doesn't have consistency. That's consistent, though. Is him not moving the ball quick enough. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
He reminds me, to be fair, a little bit of what Calvin was like at that age. And it might seem mad to say.
Yeah, people do say that.
I think it was Darren Driver who made the point in terms of he's got that one or two aspects to his game, but he repeats it. The bad aspects to his game, but he repeats the same mistakes, kind of thing. Holding on to the ball too long. Sometimes not looking up quick enough. Sometimes for me, he's kind of got his head down.
That and he's got sandwich for a right foot when he's taking a shot because Jesus played.
Well, there's that as well. He actually, the thing is, he actually put the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah, he finished tonight, didn't he?
Forget about that. I mean,
can I? Oscar's
Could be
thing.
a different.
You keep dropping in and out, mate. Sorry.
Back.
Yeah. Can I just say, though, on the Calvin comparison, Calvin was in a brutal side.
Yeah. No,
We're playing Premier League football now.
Yeah, but in the Championship...
Wait, Oscar. If Calvin had come through now in this setup, he probably would have gone. Like, we're lucky that he stayed on as long as he did. I don't mean because he was better. I'm just saying he probably wouldn't have been given the opportunities that he was given in that side because it was shite.
Yeah.
It was shite.
I'm not saying he's going to do what Calvin's done. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying I think there's growth. I think there's room for improvement.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think
100%. I'm not. He's an international. He's a good player, but is he ready now? Can we afford that moving forward? Probably not.
We can. I think that the comparison between Calvin and Roberts is fair, but because of the level that the club is at now, Roberts for me next season doesn't. I don't want it to be Derby. Don't get me wrong, but I do think he needs a season on loan in the Championship to get his form back because he isn't going to get his form back at this level.
What form, bro?
Well. He's only young, man. Like
I know, but he's
playing out of position as well. He wants to be a striker. And don't get me wrong,
he said different. He said different.
Has he?
Yeah.
Has he?
He said different.
Well, I don't know. But for me, he was the worst player on the pitch tonight. There's no getting away from that. I've given him a 5, and I can understand why anybody went lower. For me, the first half, every time he touched the ball, something went wrong. And I don't want to hammer him because I'd never want to hammer players, but I just think he does need... Imagine this time next season, if we do, fingers crossed, get a player like Rodrigo de Paul in our squad instead of Tyler Roberts, tonight goes differently. And if Tyler Roberts has a season at Derby or a season in the Championship next season, like somebody's just said in the chat, like, look at what Harvey Barnes did in 6 months in the Championship. It could change him. And in 2 years' time, say he goes out on loan for 2 years, see what he comes back like then. But I don't want to judge him now. I think it's really harsh, but he wasn't good tonight at all.
Well, let's go through a race because obviously we are obviously we're going long on this, aren't we? We're going long on this. 4 from Chris. I'd agree with that. I'd go 4 as well. Joe.
Are you muted?
Yeah, I was just trying. I don't know. Check this out. Can you see me? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
I was just trying to find this Tyler Roberts quote, right? And I put Tyler Roberts' favourite position. Look what I've just come across.
Oh, God.
No. If
no, this is brilliant. I was like, what's this about? Right?
Does he want to be a centre-back?
No, watch this. We need to get this article. I didn't even know this was a thing. Wait till you see this, boys.
Is it my article?
No. Wait till you see this. This is a beauty, this.
This is making me nervous.
I'm worried.
It's funny. Wait there. Let me just go on my desktop. I just took a snippy. I was like, who's this? And then I've opened up the article. Wait there. Sorry, my computer's running really slow. It's probably because it's past midnight. It'll be worth it, though, I promise you.
Your computer's lazy. It doesn't work past midnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's just my Wi-Fi, to be fair.
I think this is it. It's loading now.
This is tense. We've got some lift music.
Look at this. Leeds United YouTuber discusses the reason behind Tyler Roberts'
Hey! I knew nothing about this.
Neither did I. That is brilliant. I was like, who's this here? Who's this YouTuber? And then it went Oscar Maria. Oh, that is class.
Oh, what I didn't tell you was I wrote the article.
No, you didn't. It's actually by Harry Simon. It's actually by Harry Simon, who's on 90minute.com. Let's see what you said. He's not a first choice player for me, and I'll be the first to criticise Tyler Roberts when he has a poor game because I think he has to raise those standards. I don't think he suits playing deeper in this team. I think he's got to play as a number 9. I think it makes more sense to play Rodrigo just behind the striker and have Roberts competing with Bamford for the centre-forward spot. I just feel that is a big part of his poor form at the minute for Roberts. He's not playing in his best position at all.
Yeah.
Don't think anything changes from that, does it, bro?
No. What month was that? Was that like last week or something? I don't remember.
No, it was November 2020.
Yeah, 4 months on, I've probably still.
What?
4 months on, I'd still go with that.
Yeah. Sorry, you cut out. I think you're on the go slow now.
Oh, Wi-Fi. What's going on here?
I can't believe this YouTube. Yes, I love that. You know, I'm gonna try find some more.
Oscar's massively Googleable.
Yeah.
Oh, great! That's not a great thing. That's not always a good thing, right? Anyway, so we've gone 4s. Twitter actually agrees. Twitter agrees. What's he now? Twitter's gone as low as 4. Yeah, really? Not by a lot, but mostly 4s for Twitter. Yeah, 44.7% gone 4 out of 10. So let's just go on to Raphinha. Yeah, Raphinha. I'll go to you first, Chris. I'll go to you first because you're disagreeing with our analysis of Raphinha.
Maybe not. Maybe disagreeing's a bit too strong. And as we all know on this channel, those that watch it, I'm a fully fledged member of Raphinha FC. I've said before, I'd leave my missus for him. No dramas. Tonight, first half, he was miles off it. Second half better, but still not the Raphinha we're used to. Couple of like that overhead kick if that goes in, stuff like that. And do you know what it is for me? Is I'm worried that he's already not starting to trust players around him. He doesn't want to pass the ball to Tyler Roberts in that midfield. He doesn't want to, so he will take on another player rather than pass the ball. And then he got tonight. He was losing it. I gave him a 6 tonight, and I might be being slightly, because I'm a big fan of his. I don't know if I'm actually being slightly generous. Yeah, or maybe I'm on the point. Second half, he did improve, and the good thing with Rafa is no matter what, he busts his bollocks off, whether he's having a good game or a bad game. And what I like about Rafa is he'll go out next game and put it right because he'll be so frustrated with himself, certainly from his first half performance. So, yeah, I went to 6 for Rafa. Not his usual high standards, but his usual high standards are up here somewhere. So
I've got the same, to be fair. Joe, what are you saying?
I've got 7. I have. I thought he was much better in the second half. I think for me, guys, he was arguably better than he was against Villa in that second half. I don't think he was good against Villa, if I'm being totally honest. Personally, I think there was an over-reliance on him, though, and we kept trying to give him the ball in dodgy situations. But I thought in the second half, he turned up. He turned up. It might have only been for 20, 30-minute spell, but it was a good. I mean, there was the chance as well where Alioski, who I thought was another one who came on and did really well, cut back straight at Fabianski, but it was hit with so much pace. He was unlucky, I think. The overhead kick. I thought he was a 7. He was a shining light in that second half.
it's fair.
Yeah, I'd agree with a little bit of both. You're all going to hate me. I've gone 6.5. I'm torn, man. I think first half,
it's getting boring now.
Just go for it. Just don't div it. Just go
now,
for it.
Right, if you say 0.5, the law of math says we round it up. So whatever you say,
all right.
Well,
I'm easy. Well, if we round it up, there's 2 6s and 2 7s. So we're still stuck at 6.5. So who cares? So,
no, we're not.
One thing I will say about Rafa is I'm now bored of seeing him on the left-hand side. I don't want him.
Yeah, he belongs on the right, man.
Yeah.
He belongs on the right.
Yeah.
And I thought first half kind of non-existent, but second half at half time, someone just gave him a quick line, and he just decided, I'm gonna be a mad bastard for the next 20 minutes. And like honestly, for 20 minutes, he just decided I'm holding L2 on FIFA permanently. Overhead kicks here, like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Taekwondo kicks over there. He was going mad. And I enjoyed it. I like that side of him. Like, I don't know if he meant to, but there was a moment where he stopped the ball dead and it nutmegged Cresswell, and I'm counting that as a nutmeg. But no, I thought second half, he showed us glimpses of why when we get in that stadium, we're all going to be off our seats looking at that man. He's absolutely fantastic. But first half, we didn't see that. So I'm torn between 6 and a 7. I'm happy to go with the masses. If that means I'm a sheep, I'm a sheep.
What does Twitter say?
Well, Twitter's gone 7. Twitter's gone 55%. Right. So let's go for 7. Let's go for 7.
Man of the people.
Okay, so Bamford. Okay. I'll go Phil first. Phil, what are you saying on Bamford?
I feel like because you've come to me, that means everybody's going to go a hell of a lot lower than I've gone. Okay. And I'm kind of worried. Yeah, I don't want to go 5. I don't want to go for a 0.5 again, but I've gone 5.5 because my lowest was Tyler Roberts, who I gave a 5, and Bamford wasn't Tyler Roberts. Like,
so
Tyler
give him a 6.
Give him a 6 then.
It's fucking not hard.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I'm telling you, Phil, you're getting banned off player ratings.
I know, but I've give Ailing a 6. I've give Llorente a 6. I've give Calvin a 6. I've give Klich a 6.
It's fucking. You're on the bucket, and you're still trying to argue it. Stop talking yourself into the second yellow here, mate. Stop talking yourself into the second yellow.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a mare finishing wise. He's had a mare. I'll end at that.
I'd argue because obviously Tash and we all had a big debate in that one. Tash was saying about obviously Bamford not being clinical, which is fair, absolutely fair.
The goal that he scored was clinical.
Yeah, but I know, but the 2 misses after that were not great. But
no.
I would argue the good sign is he was getting the chances. He was getting the chances. That's always. I always preferred that to someone who. I preferred that performance today to his Villa one.
Yeah, I'm going 6
no doubt about
5.
it for me. And yeah, I know he missed the chances, but he got himself into the right areas, and that's what you got to ask for off your striker. He didn't hide. When he missed that first one, he still kept going. Missed the chances. It wasn't his night. That's all I'm going to say. I just don't think it was his night. He's never been particularly clinical. Tonight, it's probably more like a display from last season for Bamford for me in terms of at times when he's going through his really difficult spell. I mean, what are you saying, Joe?
Yeah, I've gone for 5 as well. Yeah, his finishing really let him down tonight. I think the big one for me as well was what I assumed was offside. So I was like, at the time, I didn't react how I normally would because I just assumed he was offside, but it was onside, and he's got to fucking score that.
Yeah, at least get it on target.
Yeah, I mean, he's normally bagging them. Then there's the one that's 6 yards out that gets cut back and he fucking balloons it over. Not great, but I think I can accept it more and more accepting of the fact of Paddy's level because we're not chasing promotion. Not every goal's as important as it once was, and there's still people on that. So I'm a little bit more forgiving with him now than when we're chasing promotion, and these sort of goals are the ones where we're fucking like, nah, you've got to score that to get us in the Premier League. You've got to do it. Bamford, like I was saying on the show, I think to have someone that is clinical, as in a 1-in-2 man, plus have every other facet of Paddy's game, you're spending a lot of money. A lot of money. I know I said 150 million. I get it. It was an outlandish claim, but you're talking a lot of money. So we have to accept that fact. But yeah, I've gone for 5 because I think, like you said, Oscar, he's getting in the positions. His movement's good. His movement's really good. And I know strikers have to score. I know they do, but they can't score all the time. If a striker scored all the time, it'd be Erling Haaland, who's going to be
Ballon d'Or.
He's going to win Ballon d'Ors. This is what I'm saying, though. We're Leeds United in the Premier League. You know, we've got Paddy Bamford. He's nowhere close to lacing up Erling Haaland's boots come the end of their careers. You know what I mean? This is what we're talking about. So I understand they've got to score, Pat. But if you want, you've got to pay the big money, and we don't have that sort of money.
No.
Look, you watch in the summer the amount of clubs that'll be after Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
The amount of money that players like him, that they're hot property.
Well, he consistently does it as well. He's done it for like 2 years now, Haaland. You know, you look at your Kanes, your Agueros.
Yeah, Kane, fucking hell, Kane.
They do it season in, season out, week in, week out, and that's the difference. Bamford, as much as we love him, he doesn't do it week in.
Yeah. But this is, Oscar, you've made a fantastic
that's why he's
point,
for respect. A newly promoted championship team.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Newly promoted, like Bamford's got assists and goals, yeah. You know, Kane's the elite, isn't he? He's gonna. I think Kane is second for goals and second for assists in the league. How much is Kane gonna cost you? 150 million.
Yeah,
and he's not scored that many more goals than Bamford.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, great point. You know, like someone said earlier, Shea Adams. He's got 5 goals in the league. He gets too much stick because he misses some gilt-edged chances. But that's what you get when you only pay 10 million for a striker. You know, we've spent, and Chris made a great point in the chat about Rodrigo not being prolific, and we broke our record transfer fee on him.
3 goals.
He can't seem to hit a barn door. Let's be honest, he can't when he gets opportunities. He has missed quite a lot, especially on the edge. I know he's not, you know, but he's missed chances as well. You know, so I think
£30 million man, and
it's agenda driven, bro. It's agenda driven. Like Cooper gets the stick because listen, I wanted him gone after Derby, but this is the thing. Like I don't have an agenda with Bamford. I'll back him because I get it, Pat, as well. It is so frustrating, mate.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But we've seen it a lot worse when we were in the champion. That's why I'm much more forgiving of it now because these misses were costing us promotion. Now they're not. We're all right, you know. If we're in a realistic shout, let's say if we're in West Ham's position where they are now, we're in Leicester's position where they are now, and
it's not
missing these chances, then I'm fucking saying, come on, man. If we want top 4, if we want Europe, we need a better striker. But we're mid-table, man. It's okay.
Well, let's get some ratings in for Bamford. Let's get some ratings in. What were you going in the end there, Phil? 5 or 6?
6 because Roberts is a 5.
Okay. Chris?
I went 5, mate. First half I was making the excuses I was making last game as well. He looked isolated because the midfield was weak. Second half he had chances, mate, and fluffed them. So I went 5.
Joe? You went 5
as
well,
went
didn't
5
you?
as well, mate.
I think it's 5.
At least one of the money.
I can't think of anything where I'd justify giving him higher, but again, I thought he was better than what he was against Villa, so I'll go 5. 42% have gone 5s on Twitter, so we agree. I think on these last 3, I think I'm just going to go around and get some ratings off you, to be fair, because I'm absolutely knackered.
Oscar's got work in morning, he's food.
I'm not going to lie, but I don't think there's going to be much to add to any of these players, to be fair. Alioski, first and foremost. Phil, what are you saying on Alioski?
Best of the 3 subs.
If you give me a half mark now, on this, I'm ending the stream.
I have written down a half mark.
No, I didn't hear that. What rating have you given Alioski?
I'll give him a 6.
6, really? I thought you.
Oh, I put 6.5, but you keep bullying me down.
No, round up. Maths.
Oh my God, he's not as good as Cooper was.
We've made some outlandish claims tonight.
I gave Dallas and Cooper a 7. I'm not giving Alioski a 7.
Phil,
Alioski didn't concede a goal when he came on the pitch.
You give Klich a 6.
Point.
You give Klich a 6. And
I gave him a 5.5, but you asked me to round up.
And you gave Cooper man at match.
Yeah, Cooper and Dallas were both 7, so I can't give Alioski a 7, can I?
Okay, all right.
He's
Okay.
a 6.5.
All right, okay, calm down.
It was a 5.5.
So much I've got a 7 for Alioski, to be fair. I was surprised it went higher than what you did. That's all. That's how I was surprised.
Do you know maths? You do round up when you do 0.5, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm being told no, you round down. Which school did you go to, Ian?
Yeah, Ian.
Yeah, I had to just check. Unless player ratings, you'd like you maybe the Statman Phil might tell us. Do you normally round down?
Depends on the player.
There's absolutely no rule. There's no rule where you round down. Let's not get into that.
Mate,
not get into that.
If you ask half of this chat if they round down for Liam Cooper, they're rounding down.
That's true. That's true. Okay, but right. Anyway, right. If it's 0.5, you round up. Anyway, Chris, what are you going for, Alioski?
So I went for a 45-minute 7. So not as high as Dallas' 7, who was a very, very high 7. But for me, Alioski a 7. I thought he came on, he went at them. That cutback for Raphinha, who should score that in my opinion, was quality. He did absolutely nothing wrong. He looked solid. Alioski's a good left back when we're on the front foot. Second half, we were on the front foot. We were going at them. So I definitely think he starts the next game because I think Stewie goes into midfield. So 7 for me.
Okay.
I agree.
And Joe, what are you going for?
I went for 6, but based on the arguments I've just heard, 7. Yeah, I'll have that.
Yeah, I'm thinking 7 as well. I thought it was good tonight. I think I'll go 1. I think I'll go good tonight. 7. Twitter's, see, this is the thing with Alioski. I think 6 is on Alioski. I'm happy to go with 6.
It's the same as Bamford and it's the same as Cooper.
Yeah.
Alioski's ratings will never be as high, probably as they should be, because a lot of it is agenda-driven.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, the fact Raphinha got a 7 so comfortably kind of said that. But anyway, look, what do you want to do, guys? Are we going to overrule? I don't feel that strongly that I'd say, oh, that's outrageous kind of thing. But I don't know what you're thinking, overrule or not.
Let the masses have it.
We'll go with the masses. We'll go 6. I don't feel. I thought he was better than that.
0.5.
No, we're not going 0.5. Stop suggesting. You're already on the yellow.
Just one.
I think
keep making tackles, mate. You're on the yellow. You do what Liam Cooper did on the edge of the box. You're diving in. You can't do that.
That yellow is on amber now.
Phase,
System. You're on a strong amber now.
Yeah, it is a strong amber. Right. Let's
I've
go
only got
on.
one more left.
Right, let's go on to the next player. Jack Harrison.
6.
5 for me.
Oh, 5. 6.
Oh, mate, don't come to me, for God's sake.
Why not?
Agree, 6.
Go on, Phil.
Well, you've said 5. Joe said 6. I'll give you 3 guesses what I've said.
5.5.
We don't care.
Honestly,
Fucking hell, man.
Do you know what it is with Jack Harrison tonight?
I just can't believe this, you know.
He didn't do that much, and I'm thinking about it now. We've been talking about other players. Did he just look better than Costa because we were higher up the pitch and Dallas was in midfield and Rodrigo was on? So was he just higher up the pitch because that was happening?
You can speak, Phil.
No, I'm not speaking.
Just
5.
Mate, I'm with Chris. I said this about 20 minutes ago.
I said it as well.
I thought Costa played better in the first half than Harrison did when he came on. I love Harrison far more than I love Costa. I think Harrison wasn't what I wanted. I wanted him to come on, but he didn't deliver.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I don't disagree. Okay, so we've gone mostly 5. So let's just see what Twitter's saying before we commit. Twitter's gone 5. 43% have gone 5. Joe, are you going to try and overrule there, mate, or are you happy to concede a 5?
Well, you concede, mate.
Yeah, I don't think we can make too much of a case there. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Pretty.
For people.
Okay, Rodrigo, I thought was a little bit better. I don't know. I'm not even that sure about that, to be honest. I was thinking more 6 on Rodrigo. Again, a bit greedy sometimes. But we did have a little bit more control when him and Dallas were together. I thought we looked a bit better when that happened. I mean, what are you saying, Phil?
I went 6, but I think I might have been being generous. Okay. And that's only because I know you like whole numbers. I don't think he did anything special, but I thought he was slightly better than Harrison, not as good as Alioski.
Yeah, I've gone straight down the middle as well. I've gone 6. Chris, Rodrigo?
I've gone 6, and it's just off the basis that when he came on, you can see the quality. All right, he's not full match sharpness yet, but you can see the qualities there and what he adds to the team. Should have scored when that ball came across the face of goal and he sort of stuck his toe on it. A sharper Rodrigo probably gets a fuller foot on it and knocks it in. Yeah. But you can just see the quality, and I went 6 for Rodrigo tonight. I'm just glad he's back.
Yeah.
Okay. And Joe?
I had 6.5. I had 6. I had 6. 6. It's good. Good to see him back. I think we should start the next game with the squad that finished the last game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if we did that against Chelsea. I think Chelsea would hate that if we went with the same kind of team. I think it gives us a much better chance.
We're going to struggle on Saturday, though.
Oh, yeah. No matter what team we go with, we will still struggle.
Have you seen the next 8 games? The next 8 games, we've got Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and Tottenham.
Not the next 7.5 games, mate.
Well, we've got in between. We've got Sheffield United and Fulham. We need 6 points from them games, ideally, but we're going to get tonked 2 or 3 times out of the next 8 games, probably. And we're going to have to take it because that's what happens. But it is what it is. As far as I'm concerned,
for, isn't it? It's what we're
here for. Mate, I'd rather play this kind of football than do what Villa or Wolves did against us, get a 1-0 and take it to the corner flag after 10 minutes. Let's play football.
We'll go above the magic 40 points with Fulham and Sheffield United games, where I'm going to call it. We'll take a point off Scum as well.
I hope so. I'd like a point against Chelsea, to be fair, as well.
I just think they're going to put Giroud up top. They're going to look at what we were like in the air tonight. If Struitt doesn't play, they're going to put Giroud up top, get James, Chilwell, swinging balls into the box, and then Mount running off them as well. It's going to be really difficult on Saturday, really difficult game.
Even if Struitt does play, they'll score.
I still think we'll give them a game. But it might be a valiant one kind of thing. I think we'll do better than what we did the last time we played them, but we'll wait and see. So we're going 6 on Rodrigo. Twitter agrees, which is nice. And it means
I'm just loving that from Ian. It's called systematic error in maths. What school did you go to, Joe? I don't know what systematic maths is, but I always thought 0.5 you round up. Anyway, no more points.
You can round down if it's Liam Cooper.
I know.
You don't round down. I'm insistent on that. If it's 0.49, you round down.
Yeah, exactly.
5. No, you don't.
So, Ian, stick your systematic maths up your ass.
This is.
Someone just sent me a lovely message on Facebook saying, "You're looking tired, mate. Oscar is full of beans. Must have had too many numbers with his Capri Suns. Phil is half pissed, and Chris can't wait for the hairdressers to open."
Fact. Absolute fact.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Right, so we can all go to bed. Let's. I think we should just finish this off now. Anyway, absolutely superb, guys. Thanks very much to Chris once again for joining us.
I like piss holes in the snow.
I'm going to dream of just 0.5s now. In this,
before we go, Tuesday there is obviously it's ladies' night as always, so make sure you tune that up. Wednesday, there's going to be a fan cam throwback. So Tash and Jack are going to go through some of the old fan cams from last season. Have a chat about that. Thursday is opposition preview. We do have some Chelsea fans finally.
2 really good guests as well.
Yeah. They're like a bus. We had no one, and then I've had multiple messages all at once. So now I'm having to say to people, sorry, we've already sorted it. Friday, we will have big match preview and before the whistle blows. Saturday is game day. So keep it locked to ALLLEEDSTV as per. Look out as well, guys, for the membership. Just keep it locked. Membership's coming soon to subscribe to this lovely channel. If I do say so myself. And thank you, Phil. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Oscar.
No problem,
It's
mate.
time
No problem at all.
for a fag and bed for me. So play that
Right,
tune,
guys.
brother.
Let's play that tune. Play that tune.
Yeah, guys.
Right.
Look at him.
See you later, guys.